Welcome back to Doctor Who Makeup. Today we're going to be recreating Rose Tyler's look from Rise of the Cybermen. Let's begin. Today I'm going to be live filming this for you instead of editing it and speeding it up. So why don't we begin? I don't want this to be super long. So to begin, as you can see, my face has a lot of spots on it, and because it is summer and I've been getting a little bit of a tan, I'm going to be using this. It's the Covergirl Clean Normal Skin Foundation in 110 Classic Ivory. I got this foundation years ago, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of foundation. I prefer concealers and just applying that all over my face because I find that they have better coverage and they last longer too. With this, I'm going to be using the Spa Resource foundation brush. I got this at Walmart for like $4 and it is awesome. Okay, so just kind of lightly apply this all over face. I don't need a whole lot, but mostly in the areas where I'm most red. So, this episode is a two-parter episode. The second one, Age of Steel, will be up soon. I will be posting reviews. If you want to guess what tutorials I'm going to do, feel free to do that in the comments. If you want. You'll see at the end slate. If you watch to the end of the videos, you probably notice that I include in the end slate a little picture and a little video preview of both the episode that I filmed before this and the episode that I filmed after this, so the next tutorial. I enjoy doing that. I think it's really cool. And the previous episode that I filmed before this is probably one of my favorites. It was the Clockwork Robot. I was so stumped over how I was going to film that tutorial. It literally took me 2 months to figure out how exactly to do it, and I practiced so many times on my face. But I think it turned out really well. Okay, we're almost done with foundation here. At least I think. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Now I do have a few more spots, so I'm going to cover them up a little bit better. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Nice and dewy. Ow, why didn't I bring these out earlier? Okay, I'm going to be using the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. I'm pretty sure this is a medium light. It's one of my favorite concealers. I use it almost every day and in almost every single video. It's my favorite. That's why I use it. So we're just going to apply a little bit. This stuff is amazing. Like literally you just need dots and that's about it. Okay, with this I'm going to be using my favorite brush. Just screw that back on, right? This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So literally I just blend it in. I used to use, I believe it was their foundation brush that they had, but I like this. It blends better. And then you can't see blemishes as much. Okay. I probably could have done a better job covering, but honestly I'm pretty satisfied with that. I think that looks good. I have a dewy look. That's kind of what I'm going for here because Rose's skin is really dewy. I could put a mattifying compact like the, what is it, the Rimmel Stay Matte, but I'm going to forego that today. And if I need it afterwards, I will apply it. So I'm going to start with highlight because I like the look that she has. It's pretty dark. She has a dark cheek as well, pretty bright. So, but I'm going to start with highlight because I'm going to start with that first. Who cares? So with this, I'm using my Forever 21 Fluffy Brush. You get them in these little kits. They're amazing. They're under $6. And I love them. They're perfect for doing highlight. So just get a little bit on your brush and then just kind of dab it there. I've used this highlight before in other videos and I really like it. It's also really pretty as just like an all-over lid, like an eyelid shadow. Instead of using an actual eyeshadow, you can just use this, especially during the summertime when you don't want much. It's beautiful. Okay. There we go. Now, the actual blush I'm going to be using is this one. It's a limited edition one, but you can get it right now. It's out in stores now. It's the Essence Cookies and Cream Blush, and this one is in Cakepop, That's Top. That's actually what it's called. Okay, if I can get it open. There we go. This one is super pigmented, and it has dog hair in it. The perks of living with a dog. Okay, so you don't need a whole lot. I'm actually going to tap it off and just kind of lightly apply this. And if I need more, I can go back in. But you see how pigmented that is? It's so pretty. Rose does have a, I'm going to get more, a pretty bright cheek in this episode, but it's really blended out. And I don't know, I like it. It matches her lip color too, which is beautiful. beautiful. I can't wait to show you which lip color I have chosen for this video. Now, if you make a mistake with your blush and you find that it's maybe a little bit too bright, like on that cheek, what you do is you go back and you take your Stay Matte powder. I've hit major pan on this one. And you just take your blush brush and you get a little bit on it. And then you just kind of go back over. And it will lessen the pigmentation of your blush. And it will blend it a little bit better than what it was. See? Now I'm happy with that. Okay, moving on. Next, we are going to do our eyes. Now, I'm not going to use a primer. Instead, I'm going to foil the shadow that I'm using, and I will show you what that is in just a second. So I'm using the L'Oreal Color Infallible, what is this? This is the La Couleur 33 Tender Caramel. This is like a loose pigment, but it's kind of a pressed loose pigment. I don't know how to explain it. It comes with this little thing. Looks like that. It's super pretty. Now, foiling, what is that? Essentially, you take a brush. I'm using this one. It's a Forever 21, one of the brushes that comes in the kit. And what you do is you dip it in water, or sometimes I like to use makeup remover as well. It works great. I just take a little cap from a water bottle, dip it in, get it wet, and then I make sure to dab off extra water on my hand. So it's just damp. And then what you do is you dip it in, and I apply it on both sides. So what you'll see is it makes the shadow wet, so it's almost like a cream, and then you just apply it. And it comes up much more pigmented than what it was, and also I find it's shimmerier. That's not a word, shimmerier. It has more of a shine to it. I find that the water does that as well. You can pretty much do this with any eyeshadow you want, although if it's matte, the shadow will show up a little bit darker than what it was. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to get a little bit extra water and go in and do the other eye. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, I'm actually looking at a mirror over to my left. It's pretty tall. I will be shooting like a behind the scenes video for this series, so you can see that. Although I do have a really bad filmed version of like a behind the scenes for series 1. I filmed it on my oldest camera, which I probably shouldn't have, and I don't know, I didn't like the way it turned out. Okay, so that is how you foil eyeshadow. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is, Rose's look is very natural, but I wanted to add a little pop of color because it is summer, and I mean, who doesn't mind? And plus, in different lights, it shows up different on her skin, and because obviously it was filmed over different days, her makeup could have been altered. So what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be applying a purple along the bottom lash line. This is from the Wet n Wild Petal Pusher palette, and I'm going to be using the bottom color right here. There's no name for it. It's just like a bluish purple with a lot of sparkle in it. And so what I'm using for that to apply it is this e.l.f. concealer brush, which is super tiny. You just want something that will fit onto your lower lash line perfectly. And I'm also going to be foiling this one as well. So just getting it wet, tapping it off, and picking up a little bit of the product. It'll just help the sparkles stay, and it will last a lot longer than if you're to just like apply it normally. Okay, I'm going to move my mirror a little bit closer. Now I'm going to be applying this on the lower lash line. And I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way. You don't want to go too far, but you want to make sure that the color is pretty pigmented. So if you need to go back in and get it so that your eyeshadow is a little bit drier, then go right ahead. Perfect. Okay, eye number 2. Now for this one, it's going to be trickier because I'm looking over to the left. And as you go, you might find that you need to pick up more product, but that is absolutely fine. It's all up to you about how much product you want to use and how little you don't want to use. So if you like this look and if you want to recreate it, you don't have to do purple on the bottom. You can use a liner, but I don't have a purple liner, so I'm using this and it looks awesome. And I really like it. Okay, that is pretty much it for the eyeshadow, although I'm going to be wiping off this little concealer brush because Rose has a darker liner. She always has dark liner. Whenever you see her, it's always boom. But I don't like a lot of dark liner, which is why I haven't been doing like super bold black liner looks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black from this palette right about there. You could take the one above it as well. It looks like a purple dark magenta kind of color, but really that's just the sparkles. It's just black underneath there. But I'm going to take the darker one, the one at the bottom. No, I'm not going to foil it this time. And I'm just going to apply this right at the base of the lashes, just to give you that dark look. And I'm going to go about halfway through that purple color. So you can still see the purple. If you need to blend out, go right ahead. Just so you can get that darkness, just on the lower lash line. See? Now you can see that there's a difference between the two. I'm going to do the second one now. And remember, if you mess up, which I'm probably bound to do, keep a Kleenex handy and just fix it and continue on. Okay. See how I applied that one kind of heavy? We're just going to take our fingers in. I don't know why I just did both, and just kind of blend it out and up. Because we don't want it to be too harsh. And there you go. You can still see the purple, you can still see the color, and the foiling up on the top lash line with that taupey bronze kind of color. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay, now we're almost done, but I do want to continue that dark black look along the top, so we're going to be taking gel liner. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio Blackest Black liner. I use this in pretty much every video, and this is the angled brush from the Forever 21 kit. I like this one. I like it a lot better than the Real Techniques angled, no this isn't, fine liner brush, just because I find it has more control. But I mean, if you like the Real Techniques one or another one, feel free and use that. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. And you are just going to line your upper lash line with this. Now, if you wanted to wear this to, say, a pool or something, I would suggest a waterproof eyeliner. I find that this gel liner smudges on me really easily if I wear it 6 hours plus. So for that, I would use my Essence liquid eyeliner in the waterproof, because I love that one. I love Essence. It's probably one of my favorite brands of makeup. I should specify, a drugstore brand. Now, I'm going to tight line as well because I find it gives me a better overall appearance for the black. What is tight lining, you say, or you ask? It is when you go below the lash line, so where your eyelids close and they meet together. So I did the waterline. It's essentially the bottom waterline up on the top, if that makes sense. It feels weird when you first do it, but after a while and you start practicing, it becomes more normal. Okay, as you can see, I totally just messed up my liquid. No, it's not liquid, it's the gel liner. That's okay. You make mistakes. You fix them. I have a little Kleenex right here. Just gonna kind of smudge it out. And then if you want, you can always just wait. Oh, see how it did that? That's what I mean with this eyeliner. Don't necessarily like it. But don't worry, we can go back and we can clean it up afterwards. Okay, there we go. That is the eyeliner. Actually, I feel like this eye should have a little bit more, just to make it more even. There we go. Now we have Rose's dark look. Okay, now since I did make a mistake, sorry, I'm just opening up the drawer here. I had the IKEA vanity You've probably seen it in other beauty gurus, room tours or whatnot. It has a drawer. It's where I keep my cotton pads. I'm going to take that, and this is the Equate Oil-Free Makeup Eye Remover. Looks like that. You have to shake it because there is some kind of oil in there. I'm not 100% sure what it is. And I just took a cotton pad and a little bit, press it out, and then just fix up the mistakes that you made. And then if you want to make it last even longer, what you do is you go back in with your foundation brush that should have some leftover product, blend it out, and then you can use a Stay Matte powder or any kind of foundation powder just to reset that area. And it will look awesome. Okay, what brush did I use to set that? And then I'll go back in with the highlighting brush. There we go. How much time do we have left? 3 minutes. 3 minutes to finish this look. No, we're not gonna, we could do lips now. I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild, I'm not sure what kind this is. It's like the Mega Lash or something like that. The lipstick looks like this, and this one is in Rosebud. I like this one, however, the little lipstick actually sometimes comes out if I turn it upside down. Now these lipsticks are matte and they will last a long time on your lips, however they're very drying, so if you want you can put a gloss on over top. I kind of like the look of just this, and I'm actually going to tap it off, just so it's not as pigmented. There we go! Okay, now quickly I'm going to be doing mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Miss Manga, and I have the black brown, because I didn't want black. This one is our base coat. We're going to be going over with another one afterwards. This is just to build up volume. And we're only putting it on the upper lashes. Then we're going to go back in with the Maybelline Full and Soft Waterproof Mascara. This one is in black, so you'll get that black effect. And we're just going to go over top of it, just to make them extra long. Not super chunky, but you'll be able to see them more. Almost like spidery eyelashes, but not exactly spidery eyelashes. Sometimes you get the mascara above your eyeshadow. That's okay. Okay, that is the finished look. Thank you very much for watching. I'll do a quick close-up. Okay, not close-up. I'm not zooming in. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!